Quarantine Diaries, Day 8. I am back in Canada after traveling for several months, since the spring actually. I went to Mexico and visited some friends in Virginia Beach and Austin, and I just got back about a week ago, and I just did my third actual COVID test. So I'm gonna go ship that off today. But I got another 6 days in quarantine, and I thought I'd make a little video kind of different than I usually do. I guess kind of like a vlog style. Although I didn't really take any videos or pictures. I was planning to make a video like this while I was at the airport, but you know, I just don't think about having my phone out, to be honest. I have a pretty good relationship with my phone, in that I don't always have it out, especially when I'm hanging out with people. And when I'm in public, I usually prefer to be present and engaging with the world around me. So I don't know, maybe I'll make videos like that of me, you know, doing things. Maybe I won't, who knows. But anyways, I just have some thoughts I felt like sharing. Because after being in this really cool Airbnb for a week, and I can't go anywhere and can't have any visitors, you know, I really took the time to just like be silent with myself and meditate, and I've been doing yoga and dancing and playing guitar and relaxing, just hanging out. And I really love just time with myself, so it doesn't really feel like quarantine. It feels more like a retreat. And anyways, it's been like raining, so why would I want to go out there anyways? Anyways, so last night actually I saw like a big not last night, 2 nights ago, a protest happening down there, and it was exciting. It was exciting, and the police came and made sure the traffic stayed out of the way, because this is a really busy road, and there's a lot of protesting happening across Europe as well. And yeah, rightfully so, people are mad. They don't want to be forced to take vaccines and be locked down and have their businesses shut down. And you know, it seems like every day there's more fear and uncertainty, and we have to face this uncertainty of what's gonna happen, what's coming next. Whether it's afraid of getting the coronavirus, or afraid of getting the vaccine, or afraid of your own government and pharmaceutical companies and this huge overpowering force of control, or afraid of climate change, or afraid that there's not, you know, there won't be any topsoil in 50 years. It's just a lot of fear, and it doesn't really matter what you're afraid of. Fear can be blinding. Fear is blinding. Fear only happens when you don't have enough information, when you're in the dark about something. And so your freedom doesn't really come from whether you have to get a vaccine or not get a vaccine. Your freedom comes from a shift in perception and understanding what is happening within yourself that this outer circumstance is able to hook into. In other words, you're getting triggered for a reason, because there's something inside of you that hasn't been seen yet, that is like coming up because it's, you know, being triggered by this outer circumstance. So your happiness and your freedom is only a shift in perception away. In other words, like, you can go through, if you're able to sit with and understand why something is triggering you, I believe that if enough of us were doing that, we wouldn't have to fight, like, for what we want, what we believe in. But there's a reason for fighting. There's a reason for protesting and fighting for and fighting against. You don't have to look very far to see that. There have been wars all throughout history. And if you look at, for example, sports, football, rugby, whatever, those violent games, people love it. And look at video games. Oh my gosh. Some of those games are so realistic and extraordinarily violent, and people love it. And they're just getting more and more realistic. So it makes me wonder, like, you know, obviously people want something to fight for, to belong to stand for, to be a part of something. It serves a purpose. And if we want something to shift in the outside world, we actually want to shift it from here, right? I love this analogy of I am the projector, not the projected image. So if I want the projected image to change, I have to change it at the projector, not go up to the wall and try to move the characters, right? I have a lot I actually want to explore, and I'm going to be making a few more videos on what I'm noticing are some of the patterns that my clients are experiencing through the circumstances and the challenges that have been triggering them through the pandemic, whether it's getting COVID or being in a lockdown or arguments with families or whatever's been going on. The conditions that have come out of the pandemic have triggered things. And the way I look at triggers is that, you know, we get triggered by things when there's something inside that's wanting healing. So you can take the outer world conditions as a tool to help you awaken to your shadow and to these unhealed aspects of yourself. And so for me, when someone's getting triggered, I'm like, all right, let's go into it. Let's see what's happening here. Because there's freedom on the other side. Whatever you're afraid of, whatever you're angry about, there exists a shift in perception that unlocks greater freedom. In other words, most people are only a shift in awareness away from peace and happiness, or just not being at war with themselves and the world. So I'm going to share some of those stories. If you have anything that you'd like to share, things you've learned from either having COVID or just anything that's happened over the last 2 years, lessons learned, awarenesses that you've discovered about yourself, and you'd like to share them in the comments, I would love to read them. I love reading your comments. I love YouTube because I love the community. I think it's great, better than any other social media. I just really love when you guys share your stories. I think it's great. And so if there's anything you want me to share, I'd love to have them to be able to share in future videos as well. So please go ahead and share your stories with me. They're so invaluable because we can learn from each other. And you'll probably find over the next couple videos that I share that you might resonate with some of the things. Because I've found that there's a pattern, like a lot of people are learning certain general themes out of, for example, getting COVID. And, you know, one of the major things is like the relationship to work and productivity. So it's, yeah, it's really cool when we can find and use these things that we feel are keeping us stuck and the things that we are afraid of, and we start to kind of explore them a little bit and start to figure out what it is that they're showing us about ourselves that we can go into to heal a misperception or find forgiveness, or, you know, whatever's needing to be seen within ourselves. So I'll leave it at that for now. Stay tuned for future videos of lessons learned during the pandemic and getting COVID. And again, let me know if you have any stories, lessons that you want to share, because I think everybody benefits when we share our stories and our experiences. Sending you love from Canada. Thanks for watching.